Welcome back, folks. What I'm going to do today is build up a little kit. The last time I built up a little kit, I got a comment about this particular kit, which is a white noise generator. And so I promised that I'd do this one next. And this is one of the kits that I actually have some information on. And I've got a schematic. We'll look at that in a second. Kind of make sure we got all the right parts here. Yeah. That looks about right. Alrighty, 4 transistors, 3 large capacitors, connectors, phone jack, 7 resistors and 3 small capacitors, and 1 variable resistor, or potentiometer if you prefer. All right, let's go have a look at a schematic of this and see if we can make some sense of what they're trying to do here. So here we have a look at the schematic of this thing. It looks like using Q1 here. There's a reverse biased emitter base junction there. The breakdown voltage, I think, for that transistor is at SS9014. It's about 5 volts. And we're going into this transistor here, which, I don't like the biasing on this. This doesn't look great. I can't see the current down through the collector and emitter here being significant enough. This may or may not work properly. I'm not convinced of the voltage here. So it looks like you have about 120 microamps going down there. It's not very far up the load line for that transistor. So yeah, we'll have to have a look at that, see how that works. And this is just an emitter follower here to this output. And we have, looks like a level control here and another emitter follower coming out to the headphone jack here. So I'm going to monitor it here. I'll put that through an oscilloscope to see what it looks like. And we can play around the voltage here to see if that helps or hinders the production of noise from it. But yeah, it's a pretty cheap and nasty circuit. But this is pretty standard here. Like the collector down here, they got a little dashed line here, but normally I would be willing to bet that's not connected at all. So they're just using this diode in breakdown mode to produce the noise. And that's about it. Not much to it. They could have done something a little bit better here, put in a proper Class A amplifier, put in 2 amplifier sections before they went to the emitter follower output. But okay, well, let's get back down there and build it and see what it does. Okay, without further ado, I got my irons all heated up and my sponge is wet. I got some solder. Let's get started on this. Again, as I always say, unless something really interesting happens, I'll meet you back at the end. Going to hook up some wires here, but I find it fairly typical of stuff that comes from the Orient that they just do up some of the screws way too tight. I have no idea why, but sometimes they even do them up so tight that they damage the product. Which is not good. Okay, so we'll just put some bits of cut off leads in here. Now I'm just going to take the power out here at this, or the output here at this point, rather than going to the second stage through the volume control there, or the level control. So directly out of the first emitter follower there, and we'll look at that rather than having it colored by anything else. So that'll give us our best possible white noise output. And let me hook everything up and get it on the scope and see what we can get out of it. All right, so we've got it all hooked up here. With 12 volts going into it, it's drawing about 16 milliamps. Now out of the audio output, we've got it coming into this little amplifier here, so we're going to have a listen to it. It's hissing. And after the first emitter follower stage, before going into the audio amplifier stage, we have it coming out and going into the oscilloscope. So let me get that oscilloscope up. And I'll show you what we got here. So right here, this yellow trace up at the top, that's the actual signal coming out of it. And it looks pretty good. However, if we look down here at the FFT, we can see it's got a different story. It's almost like pink noise. Not quite, but almost like it's pink noise. Yeah, because we're starting out here at minus 22 dBm. And by the time we get down to 20 kilohertz or so, we're down at minus 36 dBm, thereabouts, in that neck of the woods. So it's kind of almost like a pink noise roll-off. I mean, you could use it like for setting up, let's say, basic frequency response with a graphical equalizer or something like that. It might be fine for that. But I wouldn't try to characterize your audio equipment with this unless unless you're really not very great audio equipment and you didn't really care that much. I suppose it would be fine. Yeah, it's not going to be useful as a definitive tool for looking at it. It's definitely not white noise, as you can see. And we can look at it also in radio frequencies. Let's look at it up at 10 megahertz. So we'll put the span in, put it in as 10 megahertz. I get that in there. We'll put the center in at 5 megahertz. Pop out, and let's see what we can do here with the. Yeah, it just drops away completely. It keeps dropping away. Like it's not going to be that great for radio frequency either, and you're going to be using this with something more sophisticated than an FFT on an oscilloscope. You might really want to look at VNA, and a VNA is going to cost you, well, cheaper ones begin at about $3,000 and go up from there. You easily spend $30,000 on a good one. So you might want a better noise source if you're going to do that, to try and characterize some of your radio equipment. Let's get it back to audio frequencies here again, and we could reset the scale again. It's not really worth it. It's showing you its nature there just fine. So between 0 hertz and 20 kilohertz thereabouts, it's dropping off a good 30 dB. So it'd be good little hiss maker, I guess. Makes a hiss. I'm wondering if changing the supply voltage one way or another will help. So here we have it up at 13 volts. That really hasn't changed things much. Let's get a little bit more resolution on the vertical scale. There we go. Yeah, let's try lowering the voltage down. That's 11 volts. You're not really doing anything at all. Maybe a minor change in overall amplitude, but that's about it. So although it's sold as a white noise maker, it's definitely not making white noise. More like pink noise, but not quite. It's just a noise maker. but for $1.39, I guess, what can you expect? All right, thanks, folks, for joining me today. That's about it. If you like this, please click like. If you want to, please subscribe. You'll see a lot more stuff coming. And I put in a little link down there if you want to buy me a cup of coffee. I'd appreciate that too. So we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.